Hello, everyone. This is indeed Three Dudes, One Zoom. Today is May 21st, 2020. It is 6:10 for a lovely early evening edition of Three Dudes, One Zoom. Little C looks like he's frozen already. That's a really good start for the podcast. Tank, does he look frozen
Yeah,
to
he's
you?
frozen.
Wouldn't that be funny if
Oh, he's
Stick
coming
Boy?
back.
Oh,
Oh,
here he
oh,
comes.
oh, there
Well,
you go.
boys, don't know what happened, but
You probably got a stick stuck in your Wi-Fi. That's a backstory that no one else needs to know about because I'm not explaining it again. How are you guys doing tonight?
doing good.
Good.
That's good. We'll just dive right into topics because I don't know what else we could talk about before topics. So last night, the NASCAR race, their second race since coming back at Darlington. Denny Hamlin won the rain shortened race. Controversy at the end. Tank, what'd you think of the race?
I think it's unfortunate, that we have to. I hate rainouts. I hate rainouts to start with. I hate rainouts.
Timeout, Tank. Timeout.
Dude, I
Little
just shut my fan off. Take it
what-
easy. It's not like I'm not listening. I have my
You're
headset on.
you're an issue tonight. I can tell
Why?
already.
Just turn off my
You're
fan.
an issue.
Go, Tank.
Yeah. So Kyle Busch is an ass. Nobody likes Kyle Busch. To see him blatantly take him out, and then for him just to say, I just misjudged it. He had plenty of room behind him with Harvick, and he's like, I got plenty of friends on the team. I don't know why would I do that. And I was like, I don't know. I just don't.
Little C, your thoughts. You watched it.
Yeah, it sucks for Elliott because he was right there. And then, I mean, at first I didn't think I pushed it on purpose, but then after the replay showed it, I was like, oh,
Awful.
it's gone.
For sure.
I mean, other than that, it was good. It was, especially the last few laps, which, I mean, it ended early, but really got entertaining. I liked it.
The one thing, overall, I thought it was a pretty good race. I thought it was pretty entertaining throughout the race for people that know racing. The whole Kyle Busch, Chase Elliott incident, Kyle Busch can say it's a mistake, but once you get that good at racing and you dominate every series of NASCAR, and right now he's racing the Xfinity race in first place over amateur drivers basically.
Yeah.
And it's a joke that he raced. It's like
I hate that he
and people are like,
races.
it's hard to do. Like, yeah, no doubt it's hard to do, and he's taking a ride away from someone else. And I get it's his car, but I don't care. That could be another chartered team filling that spot. He's a jerk.
Exactly.
You don't get to say it's a mistake when you're that good at driving. You win multiple championships, and it's not like you guys went into a turn and you got loose, he got tight, something like that. You're in a straightaway, he turned right. You didn't misjudge that. You knew exactly where your car is. You're the best driver in the sport. Don't be – and if this was the first time he did this, if this was Harvick that did that, it's a mistake, a rookie mistake that by a veteran. It happens. But when you're Kyle Busch, you don't deserve the benefit of that.
Well, it doesn't. It's constant. It's not like it's this one time happened and it's a fluke. It happens all the time.
And it will happen again this season. We'll be back here saying Kyle Busch is a jerk, and that's why I've taken a personal vendetta against him on social media. And I launched my first attack last night. I made my account public just so he would get the notification on his account.
See it?
I don't know. I've been focused on other things lately. I graduated today.
Thank you all.
I graduated today. I put it on my Instagram.
Oh yeah, I saw that. You got
I went at him hard, and I made my account public so I know he'd see it. But I'll make it private again.
I got to go back to this video.
It's such
I like Elliott flipping them all.
Yeah, and NASCAR said they won fine, which was the right call. And if people are mad at him, they're like, "Oh, he went on the racetrack." Technically, he didn't because he didn't cross the yellow line. He literally lined up his toes right before the yellow line. Chase knew what he was doing. He knew how far he could go. So good move by Chase.
I wish he threw his helmet.
That would have been a major fine. There's rules against.
I know.
I would have volunteered to pay. If I had the money, I would pay for it if I had the money. That's
a statement, though.
But I don't know. I mean, it makes the Coca-Cola 600 this Sunday pretty interesting because Chase he's got to get payback. You can't just let that go. Mistake or not, you got to answer for it, Kyle Busch. So Tank, got a race coming up Sunday. 7 races on 11 day. We move to our third race. What do you think in Charlotte 600, longest race of the year?
I think it'll be a good race. I think it's hard for them to hop right in after 2 races. I think these guys are going to be tired. They're professionals, but it's been a while since they hop in the car, and then 2 straight races, and then for them to hop in the car ridiculous. On Sunday.
This is ridiculous.
When you re-enter the Zoom, be quiet. People are probably talking, having a conversation.
Okay, dictator.
Yeah. Well, welcome to the regime. No, actually, I get your point, Tank, the whole fatigue thing. I didn't really think about that. But I was kind of thinking the overall crew chiefs, the cars, the field of cars, the crew chiefs, they'll qualify on Sunday. I think that will help them a lot.
Oh, they're doing practice and qualifying this time?
No practice, just qualifying. Day of qualifying 2 o'clock. So I think that's going to help them a lot. Kyle, and I almost said Kyle Larson for some reason. I went Charlotte is one of those things where it's like the guy that I feel like is the most favorite is a young guy with experience. And I know that's like weird to say, but it's like who's that guy who's like 23 to 27 who's like raced there a few times. That's going to help him with the whole like to run 600 miles. Rookies don't win this race. I think Jeff Gordon won it. He might be the only rookie to ever win this if he did win it his rookie year. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure either.
But he ran it pretty young in his career and won it. He might be the youngest driver to ever win the 600.
I think Eric Jones had a good chance last night. The young driver, but right now.
Eric Jones won the what's it called? Last year when it got rain delayed again, they raced till 2 a.m. He won that race, so he's a very good driver. He's just got to put it all together for a year.
Yeah.
I feel like Chase is gonna be so mad Sunday. I want to almost pick him again. But Denny Hamlin, the championship, I'll say it right now on whatever date I said earlier, March or May 21st, whatever it is. 20th? What is
today's the 21st?
21st? Yeah. The championship will be between Denny Hamlin and Kevin Harvick.
Harvick, yeah.
Those are the two best drivers at the end of the year.
Right now, Harvick's just been so. Where did he finish last night? 5th?
Fourth, something like
10.
that.
That's a top 10.
He's number one in points.
Race. He's
the
number 1 points, yeah.
And he's been in top 5 in a lot of them too.
Yeah.
Has he? Yeah. No. Did he?
He's got to win.
Yeah, Darlington. He just won Darlington.
Just won Darlington. I think he's got more than that though this year.
No,
I think he's got a couple.
No, he doesn't. Because Bowman won, Logano won twice, Hamlin won, and Harvick was the first non-double repeated number to win. Because that was a fun little stat. Because it was the 11 won, the 88. No, the 11 won, the 22 won, the 88 won, the 22 won. Then the pandemic hit, and then the 4 won, and then last night the 11 won again.
Hamlin with double wins.
Yeah, Hamlin and Logano have double wins.
Yeah, Logano's got and Bowman. Bowman's got.
Do you like that little that recall?
I did.
I'm surprised you didn't cut out during the middle of it. But Tank, who are you taking for the race? I took Elliott again.
I tell you what, I'm not gonna pick Kurt Busch. That's for sure. That was bad.
That was terrible, Tank.
Terrible.
Kurt Busch, he kept going.
He's 21st.
Fun fact, he's still going backwards.
Yeah, bad. I'm going to go Truex.
Truex, good pick. He made a good run. Good driver.
His car's been good. His car's been strong in both races. He's been there at the end.
I think their pit crews having issues this year. They always have one moment in the race where they got a tire issue, tire vibration, and that's usually a loose wheel. So I think some might be up there. Because if you remember going back to one of the first races of the year, Vegas, they were running good. And they made a pit stop, and one of the pit crew guy had a cramp in his hand. The tire guy, the changer, not the changer, the lug nut guy, whatever he's called.
Yeah, tire changer, whatever.
Well, I thought the tire changer is the guy that grabs the tire. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Moving on.
Technically, the jack guy changes it, so.
Jack jacks it up.
And he pulls the tire off, and then the tire changer puts the tire.
Even with the chain, you know what? I'm thinking of the new.
After he jacks it up, he pulls the tire.
That's true. I didn't know that. But it's like he had a cramp in his hand. And they messed up the change tire. He had an awful pit stop. It went like 16, 17 seconds. He lost that race. There's a lot of issues with Truex's crew. And sure, that was like a fluke health thing. But it's overall, I think there's something bad going on there. So I think Truex is a bad crew. I don't know if that's a hot take or just I think something's going on there. But I genuinely think Truex's crew's got genuine issues that needs to be looked at if he wants to win anything this year. Any other thoughts on NASCAR? Let's see. Who's your prediction for the 600?
Listen, I mean,
are you gonna pick Blaney every time?
No, because I'm disappointed in what I saw from last night.
I don't think he finished that terrible.
Didn't he?
He wasn't that good. He didn't do that good last night. He crashed too almost. He apologized after the race. Hit the wall a bunch of times.
Jeez. No, but because Elliott's mad, he's coming in there pissed off. I wouldn't be shocked if he wins it, so that's my pick.
If Elliott's kind of mid-pack late, and so is Kyle Busch, he's going to put Kyle Busch into the wall.
Oh, I hope so.
Guaranteed.
I think there's going to be something's going to happen.
But modern NASCAR, back in the day, little fun fact, this race would have been 20 laps in, and Elliott would put Kyle Busch into the wall and total him. I think today, though, the guys are like, I'm going to go out there and beat you.
What if Busch does it again?
He's done that.
Yeah.
2008, 9-year-old James is watching Dale Jr. against Kyle Busch at Richmond. Kyle Busch spins out Jr. going for the win. That led to bad blood between Junior Nation and Rowdy Nation. That's Kyle Busch's fan base. They called themselves Rowdy Nation. Yeah, it's real original. Junior Nation, still the greatest nation. So who'd you take? Elliott?
Yeah.
Thanks for jinxing. You picked Blaney last week, and
I'm hoping Truex doesn't go to the back. Like I got a Kurt Busch pick, and it goes right to the back.
Well, we got the first one, so that's what matters. But moving on, Paul Pierce yesterday put out his greatest players of all time, and I'll just read it now. Number 1, Jordan. 2, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I'll tell you a fun Kareem Abdul-Jabbar fact in a second. 3rd, Bill Russell.
Democrat.
4th, Magic Johnson. 5th, Kobe Bryant. I actually have 2 fun Kareem stories. My 6th grade teacher, I went to a Catholic school, as these two will say every now and then when we're hanging out. And she was in 1st grade when Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was in 8th grade. They went to the same elementary school. But Kareem Abdul-Jabbar hadn't become Muslim yet, so I forget his real name. Tank, can you look up what Kareem's actual name is? Well, his actual name's Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, but it's he did change his name. But what was his birth name? Second cool story, my dad...
Ferdinand Lewis Alcanarda Jr.
Yeah, that's Kareem's actual birth name.
Yeah, that's his birth name.
Second fun story, my dad was in a Rolls-Royce dealership when he was a younger guy when Kareem was playing, as Lil C cuts out again. And my dad didn't care about
basketball. He comes in talking again?
I'm going to lose my mind. But listen, you listen, Tank?
Yeah, listen.
Kareem was in the Rolls-Royce dealership when my dad was in there, and my uncle Mike, he's a big basketball fan, recognized who it was, and they shook hands and talked for a little bit. My dad was a baseball fan. He's like, he didn't know who he was until a decade ago. He saw him on TV. He's like, I met that guy. He was really tall. I'm like, yeah, it's like one of the top three
players ever.
Top 3 all time. That's just Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Anywho, Tank, what's your thoughts on Paul Pierce? What's the blaring issue left out?
I think LeBron? He hates LeBron. That's the way he didn't put him there.
I agree with that.
But who was it? Michael Wilbon was saying that he wasn't defending the list, but he wasn't not knocking Kobe Bryant. He makes a good point, but I mean, it's just the championships with Kobe Bryant. I don't think he deserves to be over.
I agree,
LeBron James, but I mean,
I think Paul Pierce.
Not over LeBron James, but
I mean, everybody's entitled to their opinion. You know?
Paul Pierce did make the argument, which I never heard this argument with a list like this before, and apparently Paul Pierce really thinks dynasties are a key to lead a team, sustain success over a long time, which is an interesting way to look at it. I never looked at it that way, and I don't think that's really a way to judge who's the greatest player ever, but it's definitely a new way to look at it. I think it's ridiculous. I think Bill Russell's not a top 5 player. I think overall, just because of his legacy and the amount of championships, people put him in the top 5. But if you look at his actual offensive stats, especially in clutch moments, he's not as good as others. But because of the 10 rings, you have to put him up there because he's just a winner. Little C, what's your thoughts?
I mean, it's crazy that LeBron's not on there. Even from a LeBron hater like you would put him up there, right?
No, he's not even top 30.
Yeah, okay. Shut up. But no, it's just crazy. I mean,
I think this stems from Paul Pierce on the Celtics, and then he was in the Nets deal, right, with Garnett.
Yeah.
And they beat that Celtics team beat LeBron when he was a Cavs, and then lost to him as a Heat when the Nets gave up their entire future to lose in the second round to LeBron. But now they're better because they got Durant and Kyrie. But
Durant hasn't even played a game with them, right?
Well,
he's been hurt
because of his ACL, yeah. But when he comes back, he'll still drop 25 a game. I think Pierce just hates LeBron, and he took another opportunity to take a shot at him. That's what I think this was. I don't think he really.
Oh, exactly. Yeah.
He made this list. He's like, all right, I'm just gonna pick 3 guys. But I get the argument Magic being better than LeBron because I think they're the most similar. Those 2 guys are very similar. But I think this is just Paul Pierce. I'm gonna take a shot at LeBron and make him mad. Another basketball LeBron related story, which just shows how he's stupid, is he came out with that he got offered a contract by the Dallas Cowboys in 2011. I just want to take a moment right now to appreciate Tyler Arnold on our podcast, otherwise known as Tank, who knew a cough was coming and muted himself so we didn't have to hear that. I really thank you, Tank. You're the first person to do that on this podcast. I've even coughed and I didn't hit mute. So good work, Tank. Really appreciate that. But in 2011, I almost said Michael Jordan. LeBron was apparently offered a contract by the Cowboys by Jerry Jones.
Lockout, right?
Yeah, that's a lie. There's a very convenient time, and this information came out right after a Jordan documentary where everyone's like, "Oh, you know what? Jordan's definitely better than LeBron."
Didn't he say?
He's gone. So good point, Lil C. Really appreciate your commentary on that.
He's gonna come in yelling again. I'm just gonna lose.
For sure. Could he have played Football, wait, absolutely. Yeah.
You keep cutting out, bud. We're making points.
We're having. So you didn't hear what I said?
Not anything.
I heard they're not. And then you.
Yep, and that was it. Until you just came back.
Major connection issues with you, Lil C.
No, but I don't want to talk at this point.
Well, what do you guys say, Lil C?
I just don't know what I'm going to cut out. I said, didn't he say that he had the contract like hanging up or some shit?
I don't know, but it's a lot. Why would you wait 8 years to tell everyone this? He waits till after the Jordan documentary. You don't think Jerry Jones, who loves the media, would be like, I'm offering LeBron James a contract? Come on, it's ridiculous.
How do you think he would do?
I think he'd be an average player. I think like he's a talented athlete, but
he would have to change out how he works. He would have to change how he works
out. Switch to baseball.
Yeah, but it's also like
completely different, more physical.
That's the big difference. It's much more physical.
Stay healthy.
I think on the herd this morning, Jim, was it the girl who I don't like, Joy something, or Colin said that one of them said that they think he'd be like a Jimmy Graham, like a very good offensive player, not very good blocker, not very good anything else, but he would be able to go downfield and just body linebackers for the ball, which I could see that. I think that's an insult to how bad Jimmy Graham is, though, ever since he left the Saints.
Yeah, I think Jimmy Graham was a very talented player, but
he had 4 great years and has sucked since then. That's what happens, we'll see. You can be the best tight end in the world, but if you don't block, it don't matter. Yeah. Look at Gronk. Gronk blocks.
I'm trying to figure out who was on the herd this morning.
It was the girl that does it, like Joy Reid, I want to say.
Oh, when she takes over for the herd?
Yeah, it's like
when
it goes really fast, when it goes really fast, it's like, this is the herd, and you're like, what did it just say? And it's really annoying. That's the worst segment. That's just so Colin can drink water so he can talk for another hour and 20 minutes straight with no one interfering with him. Colin's still great. I like Colin as a talent. I think he says some things that make me scratch my head, though. What's it called? Speaking of LeBron and coming back and playing sports, the NBA was – we'll hit a couple sports here quickly. The NBA said that they're looking at Orlando, that like Disney facility, which has like 100,000 billion courts. That's a rough estimate. I don't think they have that many.
I think it's very accurate.
Okay, Tank. If you want to be sarcastic about it, that was a joke. Just kidding, Tank. That was inappropriate. Tank just made a very inappropriate gesture, which the podcast viewers will not know. YouTube viewers will know, as you always listen to us on Spotify and most importantly Anchor.fm and watch us on YouTube if you want to see what Tank just did. But what was I going to say now? That whole ad read I just did from the top of my head messes me up. But the Orlando facility, which works out great, I think, for the NBA because Disney owns ESPN. So all the TV and cameras and stuff is already set up down there. It would be a very easy transition for them, like television-wise. You have the courts available, unlike Little C's internet, which isn't available. And thanks. But I don't know. I just think it's smart. It puts everyone in one place. It's a state that's locked in, like opening up some. Florida's nice. Miami's nice. Orlando's nice. So I think it's game. Tank, what you thinking about the NBA? I would ask Corey, but who knows what's going to happen.
Yeah. I want everything to open up. I want to see sports again,
For sure. I think the situation for the NBA specifically is like a really good one. Also, Little C, quick, what's your thoughts on the NHL?
Yeah, I got to make this quick.
24 teams. We'll get to that now.
I mean, it would be good. The Rangers would be in it, so I'm all in. Facing the Hurricanes that I saw proposed.
Bruins came out very much against it.
Really? Why?
The head coach, he's like, this is like, we are in the top seed, and then some team that can come and rank 24th in the league who would have got the 6th overall pick.
So then fucking play like you're the top seed.
I agree with that, but they do have to play a lot more games than a normal champion. I don't know. It's 24 is a lot.
So, just get it started.
I
feel like if it works good, then we're gonna see 2014 playoffs for the rest of.
That's too
money and stuff. They're gonna make like more money and stuff.
It's gonna be so boring though. The first couple rounds.
No.
Bro, it's literally gonna be like then you have to shorten the regular season because you can't go later in the year because. Okay, you're going to play Stanley Cup final games in the middle of July when it's 95 degrees.
In the middle of July.
Say you had 24 teams. That's what?
That's
four
just one more round.
One more round. Say they go 7. You're at the end of June. You still can't play in Dallas at the end of June when it's 95 and humid outside. They can't play in Brooklyn in March.
Well, we don't have to worry about that. The Islanders suck.
That's fair. But they do play in March. It's just I don't see – I think every playoff except baseball can be tweaked. I think football, can be tweaked, and I think they're going to. But I think hockey, the way it is kind of locked in unless you want to shorten the regular season. Because when's the best hockey of the year? If you I'm talking quality of ice wise, not like playoff skill wise. It's when it's cold out, which makes sense. So you're not going to want to push it anymore into the summer, especially in Tampa's.
Definitely not. It's a cold sport.
To clarify for those that don't know, Tank just reminded us hockey is a cold sport.
I mean, I don't want to watch it in the summer. Summer sport. I don't know.
I get what you're saying, though. Tank.
Got my NASCAR, racing at home.
That's another thing. It would compete against. It would go into a time slot where not many hockey fans watch. You would compete against other things you normally don't compete against. Mm-hmm. So that would be an interesting dynamic to go. Little C, any final thoughts on the NHL and all that?
I just want hockey back, or any sport for that matter.
I had an MRI the other day, and the radiologist was a Boston Bruins fan.
Sorry. Probably ugly.
She had I'm not here to judge people's look. Everyone's beautiful in their own way. What was it? I lost my train of thought again.
Damn it, Corey.
Concussions come back.
They come in for a few.
Concussions come in.
That's my guess.
You're going the wrong way.
Damn it.
Other corner. This is bullying, by the way, Tank. That's not nice. It's straight down. It kind of works. Looks like you're pointing at yourself, though. It's really a tough look. You're going the wrong way. It should be on the other side of your head.
I just got it up.
Now you're pointing at my icon. You're pointing back at yourself. This is a really tough look for Tank. But as I told my radiologist at the MRI, because Tank killed time so I could remember what I was going to say, I just want the season to be canceled and them to focus on next year. I don't want 2 years ruined. I'd rather just have 1 year where it's like, all right, let's get back to normal as soon as possible.
And what are you going to do about this one?
Cancel it. It's over.
You can't do that.
That's on the table, I heard now. Owners are suggesting. The commissioner doesn't want it, but the couple owners have said this is – because they said we don't want to lose money in 2 seasons. Let's just lose money in this one. Because that's what makes the world spin round and round.
Money.
I mean, but if we can get back to play hockey, say it's a month delayed and open in weeks in November, I think it's almost worth it. You'd rather that than have it stuck.
Oh, I thought you meant like us play hockey. I was going to say.
Oh, no. But let's be real. If you want to start, we'll say they start next season in November. And there's one option I heard. They resume this season in December. And that would be terrible.
Yeah, what the fuck?
That's like that would ruin the next 3 years. It's just awful. You just hope sports come back soon and we can watch it normally again. That's the nice thing about the NASCAR race last night. I thought about this after when everyone was mad at Kyle Busch. That was the first moment in this pandemic where no one cared about the pandemic. We were just talking about sports. For the people that did watch and did care, we were just mad at Kyle Busch.
Kyle Busch.
When you hate Kyle Busch and everyone does, the world is spinning round and round perfectly. That's when the world's
I don't know how you could be a Kyle Busch fan.
Because you're 5 years old and you like M&M's. And Skittles.
That's fair. That's fair.
If he had like
name of. You guys hear about Alden Smith?
No, I didn't. Oh, did you hear? Oh, we got 5 minutes left. Did you hear about Chase Briscoe, Tank?
No.
Condolences to his wife and him. His wife was 5 months pregnant and the baby.
Oh.
Yeah, the heart stopped.
Yeah. So, wait, who's that?
That's unfortunate.
He's an Xfinity driver and a Cup driver every now and then. He's racing right now though. I hope he wins today. He was running top 5. He's running really good. Condolences to his family, though. What was up with Alden Smith?
He's reinstated.
Oh, really?
Yeah, after 5 years.
Cool. So how long until he gets suspended again? Thoughts?
Weird. He came on TMZ. I watched the report. He came on TMZ Sports and said, I'm a changed man. He said, I want my story to be told that, anyone can get through this. It was pretty sincere. It sounded. I know he wasn't the best guy after 5 years, but it sounded pretty.
Who the hell is this?
Football player.
He was on the Raiders and the Cowboys.
Wasn't he a 49er? Or did I make?
He was a 49er too, I think.
Yeah.
First.
I think that's the team that drafted.
I think 49ers drafted.
I don't know. I'm a big. I'd always give a guy second, third chances. We'll see.
I think he was on the Cowboys when he left.
How come you don't cut out when you burp, but when you try to make a point, you cut out?
I thought I was cut out because it froze.
No. We heard it loud and clear. No, I mean, I'm all for second chances as long as it's not Greg Hardy getting a second chance. So I hate Greg Hardy. He's the worst. Isn't he a UFC fight now? Or did I just make that up? I think he's in the UFC.
No idea, but you were correct with San Francisco.
Thank you.
He was number 7 draft pick in 2011.
I do remember
San Francisco
that draft.
and the Raiders.
Because he's a very talented football player. He's just
very talented football player.
He's just got his issues, as half the NFL does. It seems like every other day there's someone getting arrested for murder or assault.
Speaking of your Giants.
Okay, so that whole situation's so weird because there's witnesses that say he wasn't there, and their defense was was playing Xbox at the time. And my theory is, wouldn't they know if his account was active at that time? So can't they look at that? And then if there's people saying he was on it, I don't know. But I've seen a lot of times in the NFL where these guys will have a bunch of people lie for him and say there was someone, and then it turns out they were like pumping like 6 slugs into some guy down the street. So we'll see what the cops say.
Did you see what Pat McAfee said, that he's been around a lot of card deals and he thinks there's a card deal gone wrong?
This stuff happens. And what the thing too is that I remember the Giants, I read this the other day, I forgot about it, had major character questions when they drafted him. They said that's the one thing that could hold his kids back.
Yeah, well.
And it's holding him back because he's banned from team meetings for now. So we'll wrap it up here. Tank, what's one thing you learned today? We haven't done this in a while.
Corey's internet connection is poor as he cuts out currently.
Little C, what's one thing you learned today? Cricket.
My internet sucks.
Oh, I can't believe this. I'm going to come back in shaking my head. And you'll see my hairline, which starts at my brainstem, because I don't think you can hear me right now. So thank you all for listening. Listen to us always on Spotify and most importantly, Anchor.fm, which powers this podcast. Little C rejoins us for our conclusion. Watch and listen to us on YouTube, 3 Dudes on Zoom.
Terrible.
One thing that doesn't suck are Little C's tweets. You'll see them every day pretty much. You'll get live sports updates, live podcast updates from that. That's at 3 Dudes, 1 Zoom. The numbers 3 and 1. Thank you all for listening. We hope you have a great day. Say goodbye, guys.
Peace.